Welcome to the Den. Welcome back to the podcast. I am your lone host for today, Caden Martz, and we have a very special guest, personal friend of mine, leader in the state in digs, our Oviedo High School boys volleyball captain and libero, Isaiah Stringer.
Hi there.
Isaiah, welcome to the podcast. How you doing today,
Thank you.
man?
I'm good. I'm glad to be here. Excited.
Excited. I'm excited too. You know, the volleyball season has been going well. You know, you can maybe talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, sure. We're on I think 6 win streak now, 6 or 5 win streak, and we were doing really good. We're currently ranked 4th in the state, and while, other teams haven't played as much yet, that's still something to brag about for us. And, in the future, we have more games coming, and we're going to keep that up.
Gotcha. So how did you personally first get into volleyball?
I got into volleyball in middle school with my best friend. He convinced me to play, and I played and throughout middle school, and then coming into high school, it just continued,
Gotcha. Did you play any other sports growing up?
I did. I played t-ball.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, I was tough. And played soccer. I think that was it. I think I played football, but then my mom took me out. But
Yeah, but volleyball, it kind of stuck out for you?
volleyball did stick out. It was just so different to me. I liked it.
Gotcha. Seeing as you've had such a success in high school, last year, even as a junior, you were second team all SAC conference. Do you have any aspirations of playing at the next level?
I do. I like to say that I've been talking to colleges for moving up on that next level. Some in Iowa, Georgia, and I don't know. I think it'd be really fun to play at the next level because it's fun to play well, and when you're playing against everyone that people think they're better than you, it's even more fun, I think.
Gotcha. I know getting offers and stuff like that, it's really important to have a good off-season success. Can you maybe talk about the difference between high school season and the off-season?
Yeah, in the off season, most people play club, and so that's usually the difference in that. Club volleyball is a much more fast-paced game than high school, because in high school we play best 3 out of 5, and in club you play best 2 out of 3. And so there's a big difference in mentality, especially when it comes to just the physicality of the sport and the mentality of the sport, and who's willing to work for it more and longer.
Gotcha. Well, obviously, you've put in a lot of work for this.
Yeah.
How would you say your high school career has met your expectations? You think you exceeded, maybe underperformed? What do you think?
I mean, looking back on my freshman year, I would have never, ever guessed to be second in the state for digs, that being last year, and then now being first. I would say it's exceeded my expectations, but my expectations are always growing, so I don't know. I'm always trying to push myself to be better.
Gotcha. Speaking of trying to push yourself, what is your goal for this year? Do you have a personal goal, or maybe does the team have a goal?
Yeah, no, I think we have both. My personal goal is to get that number 1 spot for digs, obviously coming so close last year, and then to make that first team all-SAC team. And then for the team, I think I want us to move past districts, and I think we have a really good chance of doing that. And our goal is to do that together, not by one, which was our problem in the years past.
Gotcha. Yeah. Obviously, I mean, you guys are very talented, as you said, 4th in the state. Most people think beating the district is a given, but you guys have a very tough district. You want to talk about some of those teams?
Yeah, I mean, we have Lake Brantley. Let's see, Lake Brantley, Seminole. They're not very good, but Lake Brantley, Seminole, Haggerty, Lake Mary, and then us. Our district is one of the toughest in the state, which makes it so competitive getting into that region and state final, which is why if we can just take a couple sets off even some of our other state leaders like Winter Park and Lake Howell, which our game for Lake Howell is tomorrow, we can do so much great work, I think.
Yeah, looking at that game tomorrow, do you guys have any specific game plans looking at that great team?
We do. We have a lot of funky stuff going on. It's going to be very different, but our main plan and focus, is going to be, working together and staying in it together and not trying to win the game as one person, because that's what we know they like to do. They have a big hitter on the outside, and most outsides, are more opinionated and more by themselves and think they can win by themselves. Our goal is to just crush that completely as a team.
Gotcha. I've been to the games. I've seen how you play. You're a very vocal leader, but it kind of seems like you've been that way your whole entire career. How have you kind of shifted that as a senior? Have you tried to keep that, or have you improved that at all?
Yeah, it's tough because it's one thing to talk, but it's another thing to talk if people don't listen, And so I've taken into account what I say and what people listen to, and I try to bring more attention to what people listen to than just to talk, because talking to talk wastes energy and time, and it works for no one.
Gotcha. Yeah. Last season comparing to this season, obviously not as good. Last season, you could say, was widely viewed as a disappointment. What do you say the big difference is this year? You kind of talked about it a little bit, but is there something you can pinpoint?
I think the big difference this year is team chemistry. I mean, there's just such a better bond. And not to say that we had a bad bond last year, but this year it's a more of a family type beat on our team this year, which is such a good part of the game.
Gotcha. Yeah, like getting food after practice and all that. That really does
It
help.
does.
We already talked about your Lake Howell game tomorrow. Any other games you guys are looking at just on this regular season schedule?
Let me think. I don't know. I don't have my schedule memorized, but I know there are some other big games. Oh, we do have a home game against the second in the state team, which was Southwest Miami. And
Southwest Miami's coming all the way up here.
They are, and it's home. And it's going to be a really tough game, as that's where our coach used to go. And so he scheduled it, and he's looking forward to it. But we're also looking forward to, the challenge of the game and hopefully playing our best. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, talking about coaching, how would you say your head coach has helped you develop?
Oh, my goodness. What is there to say about Coach Jeff, man? He is he's been such an integral part in my coaching and my playing. I feel like I wouldn't have been the player I am without him. He has such a way of, connecting with his athletes and making sure they feel coached, Yeah. For me, he's always he lets me know when I'm doing wrong, and I need that. That's just me personally. I need to know when I'm doing something wrong so I can fix it. And then, that's what led to the second place in the state. I think that's how I got there. I wouldn't have got there without that feedback.
Gotcha. Obviously, your coach has helped you a lot. Any teammates that you've had along the way that you can, say they really helped me?
Oh, yeah. I would say, let's see. It's good to have competition, and my first year on varsity, which was 2 years ago, it was my sophomore year. My competition was for the lip spot, as I wasn't a starter at the beginning of the season, working my way up to the starting position that season. And Preston Parkhill was my biggest competition because he was the libero then. And I was like, I'm going to get on the court. And eventually I worked hard enough to get on that court. And so without him, I don't think I would have been where I am now. And that's where that mentality started for me, as well as, Riker Notaboom. He's such a big part of my playing in club and in, the high school season. It's just pushed me past such a far level. And all my teammates really helped push me, and we push each other to our best extent of our abilities.
Gotcha, yeah. Having Preston back this year, was he just not on the team last year?
He was on the team. He had some medical issues that he had to attend to towards the tail end of the season that we had to work through as a team, but that was okay, We always want the best for our athletes first because, they come first. You have to take care of yourself first in order to take care of the team. That's just how it works.
Yeah. Having him come back, you guys had to move a little positions around, correct?
We did, yeah. Riker is the one that moved because he usually is a setter, but with his, 5-inch growth spurt within the last couple of years, he's moved to outside and become a huge a part of our offense in the game.
Yeah, was there any struggles trying to make that change?
No, which was the amazing part and where our team chemistry really, rocketed. When you're a setter and you move to a swinging position, and that's just, such a hype moment for you, and then when you have a setter that wants you to get those kills, it's like clockwork.
That's great, man. I get, you can really see it on the court. You guys are really moving, it's just flowing.
And it's so fun. It's so fun to flow.
Yeah, going back to that game you guys had against Haggerty last week. Obviously not a very highly ranked team, but you guys couldn't get the win. All 5 sets, they just pulled through in the end.
Yeah.
What can you say about that game?
I can say one thing for us, a big thing for us, is learning from our mistakes, and every loss that we've had, which is only 2, is to learn from them. And so the one with the Haggerty game has taught us in practice as well as in game is that if you let the other team beat you, they will. And that being giving them points and making mistakes that you can control, that will definitely, sell you out of a win, which is what we want, And so I think what we've learned really is just to lower our mistakes and hype up our good things. I don't know. That's what I would say.
Gotcha. Yeah. You guys moving past that loss, you said a 6-game win streak, correct?
6-game, yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys kind of go into those games you guys get amped up, you guys get hyped, or you guys try to stay calm going into those?
Let's see. I think it's different home and away. When we're away, which we've been, I think, most of the time we've been away, everyone's kind of on their own, getting into the head, doing whatever they got to do to get ready for the game mentally. But when we're home, it is definitely a more hype feeling and a collective, which, I might think about moving that into our away games just to keep that repetition over. But it's more like we get hype at home and then we're locked in away.
Gotcha. You've said volleyball has been a crucial part of your life. You've obviously been doing it for a while. Has it helped you with any other aspects of your life?
It's really taught me better time management, along with pushing myself, procrastination, pushing past that. I know as a high schooler and senior year, everyone's struggling with that. But I don't know. Volleyball has helped me learn more about myself and just taught me grit and how to be better if you want to be better.
Gotcha. Yeah. Every athlete we ask, it's like, how do they help them? It's always time management. It's
It
always,
is.
and like you see, they like get it done in the class. Most of them get it done in the classroom. But yeah, you talked about getting amped up for games. Do you have any personal rituals that you do every time?
Personal rituals. I do this weird thing where I just like walk back and forth and look up. I don't know. That's what I do personally. What I'm gonna try to there is something I'm gonna try to bring to the team in the locker room though that we're gonna start doing over and over and over everywhere. That's gonna help us, I think.
Gotcha. Kind of closing things here. If you could talk to your younger self playing volleyball, what would you say to them if you had like a message?
Try harder.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I learned to try. I've always had such a discipline and grit for the game, but there's always a point that I would, especially when I was younger, that I would just like give up a little, you know, even when I thought I pushed the most. And I would just say, keep trying and don't stop trying and ignore who else has to say, you know. It's up to you to be better.
Gotcha. All right, man. Thank you so much for
Yeah, it was
coming on
great
the podcast.
being here. Thank you.
Yeah, obviously check out our articles on oviedojournalism.com. Check out our Instagram, Oviedo Now. Check out
I'm already following.
Oh, good news. I'm
come
sure
on
some
now.
pictures of the volleyball will be up there soon.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
But yeah, check out our partner podcast, The Roar. Learn about some pop culture over there.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I guess have a good one, guys.
Got you. Thank you for having me.